Welcome, my students. I'm Ellie with English Fun Zone, and we have a great lesson today. I'm going to be talking about modal verbs. Yes, also known as helping verbs. And I have to close some things. When it turns on, I get like my voice, and then I can hear it on YouTube as well. Okay. All right. I'm ready. Are you ready? So, as I said, today we're going to be working with modal verbs, also known as helping verbs. Some of you might be familiar with that term, helping verbs. It's a type of an auxiliary verb. It expresses necessity, possibility, permission, ability, or obligation, right? And they go alongside of a main verb. So we're going to take it step by step today. And if you have any questions, you can let me know in the chat box below if you're watching this on the replay, or you can chat with me live and ask your questions live. So let's get started. All right, you're going to see the screen in, let's do this right, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Share. There it is. Okay, so what I've been doing is reviewing grammar books, right? And I received a message saying, can I slow down a little bit, excuse me, and talk about the books? I do one book at a time, and I don't do the whole grammar book because grammar books have different ways of presenting the material. The material, for the most part, is the same. I mean, if you think about it, English is English, grammar is grammar, and there's going to be very few changes along the way, not considering slang and vocabulary, new vocabulary. We're talking the basics, grammar. So, excuse me. I have something caught my throat. So today, the book we're going to look at is called Grammar with Laughter. My goodness. I was fine a few minutes ago. Granted, now that I'm live, I'm choking to death. Okay, I think I'm okay now. This is Grammar with Laughter. Now, this is an older book. Some of the references really, they're kind of outdated a little bit. It's using grammar with jokes. You're writing a joke. You're using the vocabulary, the grammar to make something funny, like a pun or a joke. So today we're looking at modals. So this is the book. This is the grammar book. I could show you. This is just the picture, the front page. This is just the front page. I could show you the book itself because you asked to see the book and go through it a little bit and to do it slowly. This is the book. I think it's still in publication, but like I said, it's quite old. I think this one was published in 1999. So is that old? 1999? I don't know. So it gives you an introduction, and here are the table of contents. And as you can see, it's grammar, just grammar. And as I've said, grammar is grammar, right? Has all the tenses. We're talking about modal verbs today. We'll be covering all of them, by the way. There's conditional, there's passives. So like any grammar book, it covers the main things that you would learn in English grammar. Okay. Okay. And with most good grammar books, you have an answer key, or you get the answers at the back of the book. You can find them in the back. Okay, so then it breaks it down, and that's where it begins. Okay. Now, because this is a book that you can buy, probably, I'm assuming you can. I can't show you the whole book. I can't give you the book, can't sell you the book, but I can teach a lesson from it. That I can do. So let's look at our first page. You'll see the screen in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There we go. So modals, let's look at the list. This is what we have for the list, right? There we go. So can is ability or permission, right? So we have she can swim. Can I leave early? So ability and permission. Could is past ability, polite permission, polite, and possibility. Could. Is it possible? Possibility. So, for example, he could run fast when he was younger. Or could I borrow your pen, please? So polite. May is permission and possibility. It's also polite. May I? It's polite. May I come in? Right. It's polite to say, may I come in? You can say, can I come in? Sure. That's less formal. Can I come in? May I is polite. It may rain later, right? It's a possibility. It may rain. I don't know. Might is also possibility. I might go to the beach. I haven't made up my mind yet. I'm still thinking about it. So I use might instead of may because it's something that I'm considering, something I'm thinking about, possibility. Shall is something that not too many native speakers use. Shall I? Shall we have this dance? Right? Shall we dance? Shall we go to the store? We don't. Maybe in British English, maybe if you're in the UK or a British speaking country where British English is primarily spoken, you might hear the shall more often, but I don't think you'll hear that in the US, or if you do, it'd be rare. But it's a suggestion. The word that we use instead of shall is should, right? Here it's advice or expectation, but you can also use should for a suggestion as well. So when you hear should, it's a suggestion, it's advice, it's an expectation. So you should eat more vegetables. You should. So it's more of a suggestion, it's more of a giving advice. Will is future, and it's something you're certainly going to do. You will do it. Or you have a willingness to do it. It's a willingness that you would do something. So, for example, I will call you tomorrow, right? That's certainty. I will do it. Will you help me? Will you help me? Do you have the will to help me? Are you willing to help me? Will you help me? Would is, of course, your hypothetical situation. And it's also a polite request. You can also use would for a polite request, like, would you help me? Whoops. Sorry about that. So would you help me? Uh, so for a hypothetical situation is I would travel more if I had more money. I would travel more often if I had more time. So that's a hypothetical. I mean, I would, but I can't. Right? Would you like some more coffee? Right? If you have a friend over, you might ask, "Would you like some more tea? Would you like some more coffee? Or would you like some more?" Whatever it is. And must is a necessity. Must is something that you need, something that is a strong obligation, right? Something you must do. So you must wear a seatbelt, right? If you're in the car, you must wear a seatbelt. So these are things that necessary. You must do something. Okay. Good. Just checking to see if anyone's here with any questions. If you're just joining, you can ask questions in the chat box. I'll be looking occasionally to see if you have any questions. Okay, no problem. All right, so we've looked at the list. These are the words that are the modal verbs. Okay, so modals are not full verbs. This is what the book tells us, like eat or sleep, right? Those are verbs. Those are action words. And I tell students, think of verbs as actions, things that you do. They allow us to express an idea which is not a fact. It's very often an attitude or an event. And here are some sentences that give you an example of each of these. So John can play the violin. He can play the violin, so he has the ability to do that. And impossibility, that's possibility. The opposite is impossible, right? So possible is yes, impossible, no way. So impossibility is sorry, I can't make your party on Saturday, right? I can't do it. So that's impossible. That's that can, the opposite, can't. Condition, remember that's would. I would if I could. I would go to the party if I could, but I can't because I'm in France. I'm not in France. I wish I was in France. It'd be nice to go and take a trip to France. I've been to France, but I would like to go again. I'd like to see Nice. I'd like to go there. Maybe Champagne as well. Uh, Advice, remember, should or ought to. Now, this is another word that we don't use a lot is ought. Ought to. Ought to is the same as should. Americans will say should. In British English, they use ought to, right? And they use that for advice or suggestions, like you ought to eat more vegetables, right? Or you should eat more vegetables. It's the same sentence, same meaning. There's no difference. If you're learning British English, then focus a little more on the ought to. But if you're learning American English, hello, then you should use should. Okay, and then and deduction. You must be John, right? Like, oh, I know who you are. You must be John. Going back to the advice, it says you ought to try Nurofen. Nurofen. It's far better than any ordinary aspirin. And I actually looked it up, and yes, there is. There's the product here. You can see they actually do sell it. This box is 12 pounds, not including tax. 12 pounds. 12 pounds for headache tablets. Hmm. Okay, so back to deduction. You must be John. I recognized your car. Look at the spelling of recognize. That's British spelling. So this book is British English spelling. If you're learning American English, you should get a good American English dictionary. But I have this book because I try to find grammar books that make grammar more interesting, maybe fun to do, because everybody, I think, I don't have any students, or I have never had a student say, "Yay, grammar! Yay, I love grammar." I've never heard of a student say, "Yay, let's learn modal verbs today." So the American way is recognized with a Z. And see, I say Z, but British people say Z. So just as a note, I'm not going to, if I forget to point out the British spelling versus American spelling, I just want you to know that you might find some British spelling in this lesson. Okay. How are we doing? How are you doing so far? So far, so good? Any comments, suggestions, or questions? No. No. Okay. Just always double checking to make sure if there are any questions. No. Okay, great. Let's continue. Yay. So let's talk about the features. What are they? What are the features? Um, so they don't change. The first, I'll show you the first one. The first one is they don't change. They don't change form. So no S, no ing or ed endings. They are what they are. So yay, you don't have to change them. They don't change form. They're followed by the base form of the main verb. Never with to. No can to, no must to. A lot of my students try to put a to in there. And maybe they've heard kids say, you can't do that. Yes, I can. No, you can't. Can to. You might hear can to used that way and only that way, but never used to. No must to, no should to, no modal verbs with to. Okay, enough said. All right, let's look at the next one. They don't use do, does, or did. Right? You know, for negative questions, you say, "Can you swim?" Not "Do you can swim?" And a lot of students try to do that too. They try to put "do" and "you can swim." No, it's the question. If you're starting with a modal, it's "Can you swim?" Right? Can you do something? Can you swim? What they're thinking of, or what students think of, is "Do you swim?" And you can ask that. You can say, "Do you swim?" Yes, I do. Right? Can you swim? Yes, I can. Did you see what I did there? Do you? Yes, I do. Can you? Yes, I can. Okay. So, but they do not use for negatives or questions. Negatives or questions, we don't use do, does, did. Mm-mm. Okay. All right. Questions? All right, let's go to the next one. There are some differences. There's some serious differences, and there's some small little differences. Let's look at the small differences. There's very little difference between a modal use and a non-modal use. Okay, this is from the book. So I speak German. No, I don't. No, I don't. I speak Chinese. I speak Spanish. I can speak Mandarin. I can speak Spanish. Not very well, but I can do it. So I could say I can speak these languages, or I speak these languages. It doesn't change the meaning. I can use a modal or not. There's a little difference. I'm going to get the 7 o'clock flight. I'll get the 7 o'clock flight. Right? Again, no difference in meaning. I tell my students, whatever is easiest for you to remember with these kinds of things, these types of sentences, go with something that you're comfortable with. Because, like I said, doesn't change the meaning, same thing. Sometimes two modals can seem similar in meaning. So I may be late, I might be late. Okay, you must come, you ought to come. Now, what are the differences? Do you hear the difference between the two things? I may be late. I may be late. I'm guessing. I'm not sure. I might be late. This is more of a, oh, yeah, I might plan on it. I might be late. This might happen. Strong possibility this might happen. I may be late. It's like kind of little, maybe late, but might be is kind of like, yeah, I might be late. That might really happen. It's a very slight difference. You have to be careful with might and may. You must come versus you ought to come. Now I'm going to use American English. We're going to use should. You should come. Americans would say you should come. Now the difference there again, you must come. You must come. You have no option. You must do it. Let's do it. You should. See, suggestion. You should come. I'm suggesting. It's not demanding. Okay, so now we're looking at serious differences. So serious differences in meaning. Difference between we must be here by 9 or we'll have to be there by 9, right? So if you must be there by 9, something major is going to happen if you're late. I don't know what that would be, but some sort of punishment or someone will be angry, or some event, maybe like a wedding or something important that where you have to be there by 9. So we'll have to be there by 9. We'll have to be there by 9. Yeah, we'll have to be here by 9. We'll have to be here by 9. It's kind of like we'll have to be here by 9, but it doesn't sound like you're going to miss anything or you're going to be punished if you're a little bit late, right? It's just something you have to be here. We have to be here by 9. You must be here by 9. Oh my God. Okay. So one's serious, one's not so serious. We mustn't arrive by 7. We don't have to arrive by 7. So we mustn't arrive. That means you shouldn't be there by 7. We mustn't arrive by 7. Mustn't do that. Whatever reason, I don't know, but mustn't do it. We don't have to arrive there. We have a choice. Yeah, there's a little bit of a, we don't have to be there by 7. So there's a little bit of a choice here. We don't have to. We can be a little late. We can be a little early. So if we notice the relationship between these pairs. You must take the tablets before eating. You mustn't take them before going to bed. You must take the tablets before eating. So this is what you must do. Are any of you on any medication? Oh, that's a personal question. I shouldn't ask that. You don't ask people, are you on any medication? That's a bad thing to ask. Personal questions. That should be another lesson. You must take towels before eating. You mustn't take them before going to bed. So you must not do this. So there's that negative. You must not. You must be her husband. That must be her husband. He's getting out of the car. That must be her husband, right? It's making an assumption. I'm deducing. I'm trying to decide. Oh no, that must be her husband, right? So we're talking about you're saying, I know. You've made the deduction, you thought about it. Okay. That can't be your husband. He's old enough to be your father. Think about that. That can't be her father, right? You're thinking, no way, no way. Or her husband, no way, that can't be her husband, no way. He's old enough to be your father. So you can hear the difference, right? You can hear the difference between the two. That must be your husband. Yay. Oh, that can't be your husband. Oh. So there is a big difference between these. Questions? All right, so we're going to look at can and could. Now, these are very bad puns, very bad jokes, but it's to get students using can and could. So we're going to look at these. Boom. I'm just going to do this. So let's look at number one. My father, lift a pig with one hand. Your dad do that? I'm not sure. Where do you get a pig with one hand? That's so bad. Okay, pigs don't have hands, right? They have feet. Pigs' feet. But what do you put in this blank? The first one. My father lift a pig. Lift a pig with one hand. Now here, if you're watching this on the replay, pause the video now. Fill out the blanks. Write down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and write down the words that you would put in. Or only can or could. Okay, only those two words. Pause the video. Do that now, and then play it and see if you're right or wrong. Okay, so here we're thinking about ability. My father can lift a pig with one hand. Can your dad do that? Right? Does your dad have that ability? So my father can lift a pig with one hand. Can your dad do that? I'm not sure. Where do you get a pig with one hand? Oh, that's so bad. So bad. So bad. Okay, but again, I told you these aren't going to be the greatest of jokes. What do you call a man with no ears? Anything you like, because he hear you. If you said he can't hear you, right? Use that negative. He can't hear you. Waiter, number 3. Waiter, I the soup. I'm sorry, sir. I'll get you the manager. Manager arrives. I'm afraid I eat the soup. I'm sorry, sir. I'll call the cook. The cook arrives. I'm sorry, but I eat the soup. Why not, sir? Because I don't have a spoon. If you said can't, you're right. Can't, again, is that negative. I can't eat the soup. I can't eat the soup. I don't have a spoon. Number 4, why a car play football? I don't know, because it only has one boot. This is British English. Why can't, right? Why can't a car play football? I don't know, because it only has one boot. In British English, the back of the car where you lift it up and put things in, that area is called the boot of a car. In American English, we call it a trunk, the trunk of the car, right? So we would say trunk. Number 5, Angela. Since I met you, I eat. Oh, Bruce, is it because you love me so much? No, it's because I haven't got any money left. She spent all of his money. So, Angela, since I met you, I can't eat and I can't drink. I missed that line. So, Angela, since I met you, I can't eat and I can't drink. And that's the answer. Oh, Bruce. Okay. I did a video on homophonic puns. Homophonic puns. The link is there. I'll also put it in the description box below. What's the answer? Why the bicycle stand up? Why the bicycle stand up by itself? Can't. Okay, so notice we didn't use could once, right? Can, no, no. So within 5 sentences of this grammar book, we only used can or can't. I want to give you some examples of could. Let's look at these. So here, this part, we're making sentences, and they've given us, or they've given you, the words to make the sentence or make the question. So for example, can I have a pair of crocodile shoes, please? Sure. Then we have size, take, crocodile, what, your, does. So if you, again, pause the video, write out these sentences. They give you the words. Don't add any words. Don't leave any words out. You must use all of the words. Here. Pause the video, do that, and then continue watching. Okay. Any questions? No questions? Okay, good. All right. So when you start out with a question, we know it's a question because of the question mark. What? Now, what are we talking about? What size does your crocodile take? All right, what size does your crocodile take? American English, we would say, what size does your crocodile wear? We would use the word wear, W-E-A-R, wear. Okay, here's the next one. A woman ran into a shop and said, do you have a mouse trap, please? Certainly, madame. And could you be quick? I have a bus to catch. I'm sorry, madame. That make we traps don't big. What's the subject? We, right? We. Negative follows. We don't do what? What's the action? We don't make what? We don't make traps that big. We don't make traps that big. Number 3, Dad, can I leave the table? Well, if you with certainly you take can't. Dad, can I leave the table? Well, you certainly, negative, can't do what? Take it with you. Well, you certainly can't take it with you. So this question is, can I leave the table? 1950s, 60s, even when I was a kid, we would have to ask for permission to leave the table. Everybody would sit around the table as a family, and then you would say, may I be excused from the table? So that's where this question comes from. I don't know if people still do that today. We don't have that. Kids here, they say, thanks for dinner, you're welcome, and that's it. I don't have them say, can I be excused? When they're done, they just say thanks for dinner and put the dishes in the sink or in the dishwasher and done, right? So this is what it means, right? That's why this is supposed to be a joke, ha ha ha. But let me know, do people in your country, do you have them or children especially say, may I be excused or can I leave the table? Is that something you do in your country? It might just be an American or a British thing. Let me know. Okay, number 4, do you want to come to the cinema with me? Not with you. Well, could you give me 10p to phone a friend? Here's 20 pence. All them phone of. All them phone of. Here's 20 pence. First word. Phone all of them. Right? Phone all of them. All of them, those words go together. All of them. All of them. Phone all of them. So think about that as the joke. 20 pence. Person asked for 10p, which is short for pence, 10 pence. And the person said, here's 20 pence. Phone all of them. Two friends. It's a bad joke. Bad joke. Number 5. Hello, Mrs. Brown. Can James come out to play? I'm afraid not. He's sick and he's in bed. Oh, out his can bike play to come. Okay, here is a question, right? Start with the modal, can. Can what? Can his what? Bike do what? Come out to do what? To play. Can his bike come out to play? Now, if this boy wanted to ask politely, he should use the word could. Could his bike come out to play? Could would be the polite word. Okay, so we used could. Yay. Must, have to. This is necessity. Remember, this is just to remind you it's necessity or a strong obligation. Okay, so we're going to complete the jokes with the following phrases. Let's look at the phrases. Now, because I only took the first 5, we're not going to use all of these. So if you're watching this and you're going to want to pause the video and read all of these and fill in the blanks. But you're not going to use all of them. Okay, so we have on the toilet door. I don't know when we would ever say that, on the toilet door. Spend it for you. Go back tomorrow. Stop her. Wake up until 7 o'clock. Stop it. Look at it. Fight for them. Have a door. The headmaster. Now, the headmaster is the principal, right? The person that's in charge of the school. British English, headmaster. American English, principal. Okay, first one. Does your watch tell the time? No, you have to. Which one of these would you use? Well, here's where it gets a little tricky. Okay, so tell, you use your mouth, but with a watch, you use your eyes. So you look at it, right? So does your watch tell time? No, you have to look at it. I told you these were bad. I told you they were bad. I warned you. All right, here's the next one. Did you know that every 4 seconds a woman gives birth to a child? That's terrible. We must find this woman and what's the action? And do what? Stop her. You must stop her, right? She gives birth. You have to stop her. Every 4 seconds, we have to stop her. That's a lot. The part of the joke here is a woman, right? We use a for one woman. So that's the joke. It's one woman giving birth every 4 seconds. That's, but they're saying, did you know that that every 4 seconds a woman gives birth. So it's 4 seconds. There's another woman and a different woman and a different woman and a different woman. But here the joke is about one woman giving birth every 4 seconds. Now, is it funny? Is it funnier that I've explained it? they say that if you have to explain a joke, it's not that funny. Let me know if you agree. Okay, number 3. I'm not going to school today. The teachers don't like me. The children hate me, and the caretakers the caretaker is rude to me. But you have to go to school for 2 very good reasons. What are they? You're 40 years old and you're and if you said the headmaster or the principal, you're right. That's an old joke. You're 40 years old and you're the headmaster. You're the principal. Okay, number 4. A young boy arrived home with a black eye. Black eye. Who gave you the black eye? Shouted his mother. They don't give you one of these, mother. You have to fight for it. Fight for them. You have to fight for them, right? To get a black eye. You have to fight for them. They don't give them, here's a black eye for you. They don't give them to you. You have to fight for them. I warned you. Number 5. I'm having a problem breathing, doctor. Well, I must give you something to. I must give you something to. Stop it. Yeah. I'm having a problem breathing, doctor. Well, I must give you something to stop it. Wait, to stop my breathing? Again, ha, ha, ha. So we often use had to make excuses, right? So here's a kind of a little bit of homework for you. Complete this conversation with a good excuse. Okay, good excuse. Why didn't you come to the party last night? Sorry, but I had to. What would be a good excuse? What would be your excuse? Let me know. What would be your excuse? So use had when we're making excuses. But I had to. Here we add the to. Had to is okay. Not can to, not must to. Had to. Excellent. Okay, no questions. So far, so good. Now we're going to mustn't and don't have to. Now, remember, mustn't means must not. Anytime you see mustn't means don't, right? Mustn't. It's a weird contraction. Mustn't. Yeah. So this is the negative of must, right? Must, mustn't. Mustn't. And I think I'm missing a T on that. Mustn't. Yeah. I mustn't. I have mustn't. I'm missing the nt. Mustn't. There you go. Now it looks right. I was so focused on the don't, right? Mustn't. So the nt is the not. So if you ever see it, it should be nt. Mustn't. Must not. All right. So here we're going to complete the jokes. If you're just joining now, we're talking about modal verbs, and we're using a grammar book to show how this grammar book shows you how to use modal verbs. So we're using a grammar book that I've used, and we're just taking a look at it. If you like this book, you can probably find it online. I don't sell it. I'm not affiliated with this group. It's just a fun way to teach you about modals and to introduce you to a grammar book. Okay, so you pull the cat's tail. I'm only holding it. It's the cat that's pulling it. It's the cat that's pulling. Okay, so remember, mustn't. You don't have to. You don't have to. There's a little bit of a choice there. So we should say, you mustn't pull the cat's tail, right? You don't have to do it, but go ahead. You can pull the cat's tail, right? You mustn't do it. Don't do it. Number 2, Dad, I can help you to save some money. Oh, really? How can you do that? Do you remember saying you'd give me 10 pounds for passing my exams? Yes. Well, you pay me now. Huh? Here's that choice. You don't have to. You don't have to pay me now. Someone didn't pass their exams. So here, you don't have to do it. You don't have to do it. Okay, number 3. Number 3. Well, Stevens, do you really want to work in this office? Yes, sir. First, you have to be clean to work here. Did you wipe your feet on the mat? Yes, sir. Second, Stevens, if you want to work here, you tell lies. What do you mean, sir? There's no mat at the door. I had to think about this. The first time I read this, why is that a joke? Okay. There's no mat at the door, right? He asked, did you wipe your feet on the mat, right? And he said, yeah, I did. Oh, that's a lie. But what's the blank here? What should we put here? Second, Stevens, if you want to work here, you mustn't tell lies, right? You must not do this. Mustn't. Okay, number 4. Oh, darling, you leave me. But I can't leave you. Is that because you love me so much, darling? No, it's because you're standing on my foot. Oh. And the answer is here. Oh, bad teacher. Bad teacher. I should have covered that up too. You mustn't leave me, right? Bad teacher. Okay, there we go. It's 40 degrees Celsius out there. We'll need an air-conditioned coach to take the team to the stadium. Coach here is bus, right? If you don't know what a coach is, it's one of those big buses, right? Usually has a toilet somewhere on it. We spend extra money on air conditioning coach. On air conditioned coach. See, I'm American. It was air conditioning. We don't need to spend money on air conditioning. This is on an air conditioned coach. I shortened it. We spend extra money on an air conditioned coach. Read. An ordinary coach will be fine. But won't it be too hot for the players? Don't worry. We'll have 30 fans traveling with us. Yeah. So the people that like support the team say, yay, go team. They're called fans, right? Yay. But it's a play on words. it's not, oh, I can't show it. It's not this kind of fan. Oh, it doesn't show. Yeah, I have a fan there. Okay, so what do we put in the blank? We spend extra money. Yeah, we don't have to. Right? We don't have to spend extra money on an air-conditioned coach. Yeah. Okay. Questions. How are we doing? How are we doing on questions? No questions? Okay. Hello, everyone. All right. Next one. Must versus can't. Remember, can't is spelled correctly. Can't is cannot. Now, yes, you can spell cannot with one, it's like one go, one word, right? Cannot. Some people spell it cannot, two words. Both ways are fine. I prefer cannot as one word. That's how I was taught to spell it. But if you want to spell it with two words, can and not, that's fine. You don't have to spell it like I do. All right. Why your nose be 12 inches long? Because then it would be a foot. Okay. So why must or can't? Can't. Right. Okay. Pause the video here if you want to fill in the blanks. First one is you have a really clean kitchen in this restaurant. We like to think so, sir, but how can you tell? Well, everything I've eaten tastes like soap. You must have, right? Must have. You must have a really clean kitchen. Number two, excuse me, are there any policemen around here? You be joking. You could never find a policeman when you need one. Great. Now give me all your money or I'll shoot you. Uh-oh. Right. You must be joking. This is a nice expression if you can't believe what someone is telling you. Oh, you must be joking. Seriously? Really? You must be joking. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You must be joking. Number three, a tourist from Central Asia traveled to the seaside for the first time. He saw a man filling bottles with seawater. How much are they? He asked. 30 rubles, replied the man. The tourist bought 2 bottles and returned 5 hours later when the tide was out. Gosh, he said to the man, you have made a fortune. Yeah, if you said you must have, right? You must have made a fortune. It's the tide, when the tide goes out, it goes back. So it looks like bad joke. The word here, gosh, is called a minced oath. And I did a video on that as well. A minced oath is a word that we use instead of a swear word or to say God, right? Oh my God. For some, God shouldn't be used that way. So we use the word gosh. And it's just a way of saying God, but not saying God. It's called a minced oath, right? Oh my gosh. Gosh. So if you ever hear that, that's what it is. You can say gosh. Okay. Number 4. The last person in this room was an inventor. He invented explosives. So these marks on the ceiling, be explosives. No, that's the inventor. Ew. Oh, and again, bad teacher. Must be, right? Must be. Must be. We can say must be. That's fine. Must be. Number 5, I saw 10 men standing under one umbrella and none of them got wet. It have been a very big umbrella. No, it wasn't raining. Again, must have. So we use can't here. Why can't your nose be? Why can't? Again, this grammar book doesn't do a very good job of mixing it up. The first 5 must, right? So it's one thing I don't like about this book. And if I were to write this, I would mix them up. So you would have to use must and can't. Okay. but you get the idea, right? Here is should and shouldn't, should not. Again, pause the video if you need to. You pay your taxes with a smile. I tried that, but they wanted cash. So bad. You should pay your taxes with a smile. I tried, right? You should do it. It's a suggestion. 2, someone has been eating the pie I cooked yesterday. I called the police. I think an ambulance might be a better idea. Again, suggestion. Should I call the police? Doctor, how can I live to be 100? You smoke or drink alcohol. You only eat bread and drink milk. And you live alone in the countryside. And will I live to be 100? I don't know, but it'll certainly seem like it. You take away all the good things, right? All right, fill in the blanks. What did you say? You shouldn't smoke or drink alcohol, right? You shouldn't do those things. You should only eat bread and drink milk, and you should live alone in the countryside. Yeah, that would definitely seem like 100 years if you tried to live like that. Number 4, I'm in love with 2 girls. One is very beautiful, but has no money. The other is ugly and has lots of money. Who I marry? Well, I'm sure that you must really love the beautiful one. So I think you marry her. Okay, thank you very much for your advice. Don't mention it. By the way, I wonder if you could give me the name and telephone number of the other girl. Bad joke. Okay. So again, it's a suggestion. So we would use should. Who should I marry? I think you should marry her. You see the other ones? Must. There's a modal there. You must really love her. You could give me a name possibility. Number 5. Why do you think I sell you this television for half price? Because I only have one eye. Okay. So why do you think I should sell you? Right. Good. Should versus shouldn't. I've got some good news and some bad news for you. Which would you like first? Give me the good news, doctor. Okay. The good news is you've got 6 weeks to live. If that's the good news, what's the bad news? I have told you 5 weeks ago. Should have. I put have in parentheses here to let you know that these words go together. Shouldn't have, should have. In the examples or in the sentences here, you'll see the word have already there. I didn't want you to think it was should have, right? So that's why it's in parentheses, but it's to let you know should have, shouldn't have. So I should have told you 5 weeks ago. That's the bad news. Number 2, I don't think my parents have had children. I don't think they really know much about bringing them up. Why do you say that? Well, they always put me to bed when I'm awake, and they wake me up when I'm fast asleep. Again, I don't know why that's funny. But the blank should be, I don't think my parents should have had, right? Because you have the negative here. I don't. So if you have don't, you wouldn't say shouldn't. So there's the negative. I don't think my parents should, la, 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 la. So the negative is here. Number 3, Wilson, you have been in class at 9:00 this morning. Why, sir? Did I miss something exciting? Wilson, you should have been in class. You should have been in class. Number 4, I went swimming after lunch and got a cramp. Oh, a cramp. Well, you have been swimming on a full stomach, but I wasn't. I was swimming on my back. Get it? Swimming on a full stomach, on his back. Wilson, you. Oh, sorry. Well, you shouldn't have been swimming on a full stomach. You shouldn't have been doing that. Number 5. So your cat's just had 10 kittens, Mrs. Jackson. Yes, I don't know how she managed it. I just can't understand it. Tabby has never been out of the house. The vet saw a large male cat in the corner of the room and said, I don't think you have left Tabby alone with that cat over there. Oh, don't be silly, Mrs. Jackson said. That's Tabby's brother. Ew. Fill in the blank with I don't think you should have left. Remember, there's that negative. Don't. I don't think you should. I don't think you should do something. Okay. Any questions? No questions. Nothing. Hello out there. All right. Now you've learned about modal verbs and you had a chance to kind of see how they're used. Look for them when you're reading things. There is something that some teachers call semi-modal verbs. Now, this is not in the book. This is something that I make my students aware of because it's one of those things where some teachers talk about it, some teachers don't. But I'm going to talk about it. They're called semi-modal verbs. These are expressions that function like modals but follow slightly different grammatical rules. Let's take a look at them. Okay, ought to. As I've said, this is a British English sort of thing. We say should, not should to. No, just should. Ought to is to express a moral duty, right? Or advice, right? You ought to do something. It's your duty. Or you ought to brush your teeth, right? It's good advice. You ought to apologize for being late. You should apologize for being late. See, it's the same meaning. One's British English, one's American English. You ought to leave early to avoid traffic. You should leave early to avoid traffic. Okay. So advice, or it's your duty to do something. Have to shows a necessity or obligation, right? I have to finish this report by tomorrow. She has to wear a uniform at her job, right? So it's something that's obligation or necessity. Need to. Here you can say need to. Remember, I said don't put to with modals, but these are semi-modals. Well, they follow a little bit, the rules are a little bit different here. They follow a different form. So here we're saying to. Do you see all the twos here? To. So not your regular modal verbs. Okay, so need to. I need to study more for the exam. They need to leave soon or they'll miss the train. I used to play. So those are similar to have to, right? Need to, have to. I need to do it. I have to do it. Again, need to, have to. Need to might be a little bit stronger. I need to study, right? So leave me alone. I have to study. I have to do it. But you can use them the same. Native speakers don't think about it really. They just comes out. So I say, pick one. I tell you, just pick one. Used to describes the past tense, habits in the past, or state of being. I used to play soccer every weekend. I don't do it anymore. She used to live in New York. She doesn't anymore. I used to live in Michigan. I don't anymore. Used to. Dare to, right? It's a challenge or question courage. I dare you to do it, right? How dare you speak to me like that? How dare you do that? I can't, don't talk to me like that. Think of a little child, like 5 or 6 years old, right? and they say something bad, right? Oh, go to hell. How dare you talk to me like that? What do you think you are? How dare you? Your best friend says something bad. Oh, how dare you? And it could be like a ha ha ha. How dare you? Stop. Right? They might say something as a joke, right? And you, oh, how dare you say that? So it can be a ha 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 thing as well. I dare not tell him the truth. This is very old fashioned. I don't think any native speakers use it this way, but I put it here because you might see this in something you read. I dare not tell him. I dare not do it. Yeah, it's very old English. But it's good to know dare to. Okay. All right, vocabulary words. Vocabulary words. These are the vocabulary words for this lesson. We have inevitably, handle, effort, flabbergasted, hilarious, amusing. Inevitably, it's something that's definitely going to happen. This is something actually that's going to happen. Now, to practice, make a sentence, right? Send me your sentence. Look for this word in your reading. Inevitably. It's a fun word to say. Handle, take control, to deal with something, right? I can handle it. I'll take care of it. Effort, right? So it requires some work, some effort. I love this word flabbergasted. I want to bring it back. I don't hear it that much anymore. It was a popular word. I love this word, flabbergasted. Oh, I'm flabbergasted. I'm so surprised. I'm shocked. Flabbergasted. Bring that word back. Bring that. That's a good word. Let's use that more. Hilarious. That's my word. I love this word, hilarious. A lot of my students say, you say that word a lot. Hilarious. Yeah, I do. I say hilarious. It's just another way of saying something is very, 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 very funny. And amusing. It's another way to say something that's funny. Oh, that's amusing, right? Very, very posh way of saying it. Okay. Oops. Those are the vocabulary words. Make sentences, drop them in the chat box. Let's discuss them. Our next class, we're going to be looking at the Grammar Lab. Now, it's more of a children's book, focused more on young learners. As far as the topic, I think quantifiers. This book does a pretty good job explaining quantifiers. So we'll look at quantifiers using this grammar book, May 14th at 4 p.m. Now, because of the time change, we have to go to and do this lesson at 4 p.m. on Wednesday. Let me know if you enjoyed this lesson, and I'll put the links in the description box below, the minced oath and those things. And thank you so much for watching this. And I hope next time you'll participate and you'll chat with me. I'm really happy that you come and listen. If you want to learn something specific, or you're having some trouble with a certain grammar point, let me know. And I'm happy to help. That's what I'm here to do. I've been teaching English since forever. I think I started in, let me think, was 2004. Yeah, graduated from university. I got my teaching certificate in 2004. So I started teaching then. That seems like a long time ago. I feel so old. Okay, but if you have any questions, let me know. Don't hesitate to post them in the chat box or Facebook. I'm on Twitter. You can find me there as well. Instagram. I don't really check Instagram messages. Best way to reach out is here in the chat box or on Facebook. Okay. All right, my students, thank you so much for watching, and check out some of these videos here. Those will help you as well. I hope that you'll come and join me again. Like I said, the May 14th 4 o'clock. Thanks again. Remember, please keep practicing. Bye.